Now on ESPN8, The Ocho, bringing you the finest and seldom seen sports from around the globe since 1999. If it's almost a sport, we've got it here.
Welcome to another episode of Nonsense from across the Sgffl. I'm your host, the commish. Well, the regular season came to a very dramatic end. Bob Polkamp, who was the number 10 seed in the 12-team playoff, was actually bounced in the final week of the game. He got served up a big old lump of coal in his stocking this holiday season. Gabe Stott jumps up from number 13 to number 12. Coach Polkamp adding this comment via text after the regular season. Man, I love my team coming into this year. Horrible luck. Pacheco, Rice, Lamb, Achan, just fantasy football for you. Thank you, Bob. That's the way the old fantasy football bounces. We have the lovely Miriam Ordonez and Melissa Zaremba standing by to deliver our toilet bowl pairings. But first, another founding father wanted to weigh in on Scott Specker walking away from the league. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Yeah, once again, I'm hitting the links here at the end of the regular season, but it's okay. This year, I'm okay with it. Beating Scott Specker in the regular season finale, his final game that he'll ever play in the regular season, yeah, that was my Super Bowl. That's the cherry on top of the sundae. And the guy's just so easy to beat. I'm 22-8 now against him. A 73.3 win percentage. That's the highest of anybody in the league. I've actually owned this guy. How easy is it? Well, I can beat him basically with my eyes closed. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be speckers. Again, it's just that easy. How about this? How about this for a send-off? Specker, why don't you go all the way to the championship game, and while you're there, why don't you take down Donovan Diker while you're at it? Now, that would be a send-off. I did my part. The other 12 guys in the playoffs, it's up to you now to knock them out. Like father, like son, Julius Gross, a.k.a. Mr. Fish, who is still a small little minnow swimming among the fantasy football sharks. Julius, only in his third season, he now, in his second playoff appearance, will get Scott Specker and a chance to knock out Sgffl.
I've been in the league for 3 years now. I've made the playoffs twice. I'm back again this year. Made it through my tough division, and now I have to play Skippy in the first round. I don't have Lamar. He's on bye this week, so if I can just make it through this round, and then I think I'm gonna be home free. There's nobody really with a stacked team this year. We're all pretty even. No powerhouses this year, but yeah, I really want to get Skippy out. I want to be his last game, and then I want to go get Don out.
Whoa, the young buck calling out the old Giants, the young whippersnapper. 2-1 all time in the postseason, also has one Final Four under his belt. We'll see what happens. Will Specker be down for the count? Now to the toilet bowl pairings. Miriam Ordonez will draw out the teams into two pools of four. We start with Pool A. First team pulled is Ben Erickson and his Alaskan meat bat. Second worst team record-wise this season.
Right. And Kyle.
Next is cousin Kyle. Kyle Stump, then Kane and Friends, the team with the worst record. The draft order already going to be shaken up, I can tell you that already. Dan Wacker is next, the third worst team. Now, the bottom three teams all in the same toilet bowl. And Jake Perkins, scheduled for the 7th pick overall, is in a great spot. Over to Melissa Zaremba with a recap. Ben, Kyle, and Dan, the three bottom dwellers, joined by the shark in this one, Jake Perkins. Ben will play Kyle to start, Dan versus Jake each week. He will play somebody else. Now to the final four teams. These will be in Pool B. Chris Jetton, currently in the 6th slot, comes out first. Chris is going to be followed by Brandon Mejia in his Silver and Black Lives Matter. Brandon's scheduled to be drafting 4th overall. That's all about to change.
We got Scott.
Scott City is next. He's team number 5. And that means Bob Polkamp, who was the last team to get bounced out of the playoffs, is the last team to be drawn into the toilet bowl. Here's your final team. One more look. Chris Jetton, Brandon Mejia, Scott Gross, and Bob Polkamp. A bit of a tougher draw for these 4 teams. So a refresher, it's a round-robin format. You play everybody in your pool once. It's a 3-week tournament. The team with the best record in each will move on into the Toilet Bowl Championship for a shot at the first overall pick. Now, if records are tied, points is the tiebreaker. It doesn't matter if you beat the person you're tied with. Record, points, then head-to-head. The teams in the Toilet Bowl will draft first and second overall. The rest of the draft slides around a little bit. Now, one caveat, Kyle, who came in as the worst team and should have the number 1 overall pick, he will draft no worse than 3rd overall. Ben, the worst he can get is 4th. Dan, 5th, and so on down the line in the event that they don't make the Toilet Bowl. Only one of them will. Bob and Jake have the best shots to improve their positions, but you never know what's going to happen, and that's why we play the games, and that's why we play the tournament. To our division champs who earned first-round byes, Donovan Diker earns the top spot with the league's weakest schedule, followed by Austin Dickman, Aaron New, and Bert Kimmen. Congratulations to the 4 of you. On to the first-round matchups. Some very good games. Sgffl, 33 years in the league versus Mr. Fish, 3 years in the league. Thumper against Jason Gross is another one that we'll be watching closely. Uncle Rico is back in at the number 11 seed. He'll be against St. Paul. And Gabe Stott brings up the rear and will face his cousin, Trevor Gross, in TBG's BVDs. So there you have it. The matchups are set, and this year we will have a brand new champion. Will it be Scott Specker in his final appearance? Will Donovan Diker, Kurt Browsen, or Jason Gross claim their league-leading 4th title? Or will Trevor Gross or Aaron New join the 3-title club? Or will we see a first-timer? We'll know in about a month. Until next time, I'm the Commish, and this is the Sgffl.
How'd it go? You still recording? Hey, shut her down! Come back in a few hours.